I'm going to continue with Oneness versus the 1% by Vandana, Shiva and Kartikey, Shiva. Deeper and ethical scientific research has led to the emergent field of epigenetics. While genetic reductionism leads to the false assumption that genes control the trait of life, the new science of epigenetics reveals that life is controlled by something over and above the genes. Environmental signals acting through membrane switches control genes actively. Environmentally derived signals activate membrane switches and send secondary signals into the cell nucleus. And within the nucleus, the signals select gene blueprints and control the manufacture of specific proteins. Epigenetic mechanisms can edit and read out of a gene so as to create over 30,000 different variants of proteins from the same gene blueprint. Epigenetics describes new gene activity and cellular expression are regulated by information from the environment and not via the internal matter of DNA. The limitation at a higher system level is even more serious. For example, Bt brinjal is being offered as a pest control solution. A gene for producing a toxin is being inserted into the plant. Along with antibiotic-resistant markers and viral promoters, this is like using a JCB earth-moving equipment to make a hole in the wall of your house for putting up a painting. Just as the JCB will destroy the wall, the transgenic transformation will disrupt the metabolism of the self-regulating processes of the organism. Genetic engineering is high-tech like the JCB, but it is also crude tech for the sensitive task of maintaining the ecological fabric of agriculture to control pests. Pests are controlled through biodiversity, through organic practices, which build up resistance to pests and diseases. In the Nevada movement, we do not use pesticides and have no pests. In Andhra Pradesh, a government project for non-pesticide management has successfully covered 567,000 acres so far. The specific alternative to the crude tech of putting toxic genes into our food is agroecologically based on a global survey of peer-reviewed studies. The International Assessment of Agriculture Science and Technology for Development, IAASTD, has recognised that agroecology-based systems outperform farming systems that use genetic engineering. Epigenetics and agroecology are the sciences for the future. Reductionist biology is a primitive science of the past, peddling poison and scientific fraud, stealing lives. Ever since Monsanto came to India over 2 decades ago, which is GMO Bt Basilica thurisgenis cotton, it has broken 7 laws, deceived farmers by making unscientific and fraudulent claims, raked in huge profits, collecting illegal royalties by violating India's patent and intellectual property laws, and forced farmers into deep debt, resulting in suicide. Farmers are also dying of pesticide poisoning, as Bt cotton requires excessive pesticide use to control bollworms and other new super pests that have emerged due to the failure of Bt cotton's supposed pest control technology. Monsanto introduced Bt cotton illegally in the country in 1995. In India, GMOs are regulated by the rules for the manufacture, use, import, export and storage of hazardous microorganisms, genetically engineered organisms or cells. 1987, farmed under the Environment Protection Act. 1986, on the 10th of March 1995, Monsanto local collaborator imported 100 grams of Bt cottonseed after obtaining permission from the Review Committee of Genetic Manipulation, RCGM, under the Department of Biotechnology and not from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change's Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, GEAC, the only body that can grant permission for importing genetically engineered substances, seed in this case, and give approval for forest trails and a commercial release. In 1998, Monsanto began large-scale multi-centric open field trials over 40 acres, 16 hectares and 40 locations spread across 9 states. These field trials too were undertaken without permission from the GEAC. The GEAC clearance for commercial planting of Bt cotton finally came in 2002 on the grounds that Bt cotton had pest control technology for the bollworm. Peddling this fraudulent claim, the company established a seed monopoly, even though patenting seeds is forbidden in India under Article 3H and 3J of the Patent Act 1970. Monsanto knew that its action would lead to farmers incurring massive debts, but even when the epidemic of farmers' suicide started in Maharashtra, nearly 85% of the more than 300,000 farmers' suicides have happened in the cotton growing region where Monsanto established a 99% seed monopoly. The company simply continued with its plundering policies. In fact, since the legalization of Bt cotton, Monsanto has made 70 billion rupees, that's 990 million, through collection of royalties from farmers. Report Outlook on as of March 2017. High seed prices and seed monopoly have been challenged through several cases. On the 30th of August 2005, a farmers' collective in Andhra Pradesh, Ryoto Sangam, have made a representation before the Erstwhile Monopolies and Restrictive Trade Practices Commission, MRTPC, now the Competition Commission of India, CCI. The state government joined the case, and we also intervened. The MRTPC observed that Monsanto Biotech India Private Limited, MMBL, was indeed in a position to charge arbitrary for the Bt cotton technology and could not offer any rational explanation for arriving at the trait value of 1,250 rupees per packet. The MRTPC vide its interim order dated the 11th of May 2006 stated there is a basic difference between royalty and trait value, and these are not synonymous. In any case, the lump sum payment of Rs 50 lakh 5 million rupees may be considered as royalty for the same, but the future payments on sale cannot be termed as royalties. It is also held that by temporary injunction of the MMBL is directed during the pendency of this case not to charge trait value of 900 rupees for a packet of 450 grams of Bt cottonseed and to fix a reasonable trait value. In 2015, the Government of India initiated a case in the CCI challenging Monsanto monopoly in the cottonseed sector, case number 02/2015 and case number 107/2015. The CCI observed that there was prima facie evidence of monopoly and started an investigation. It found that the company was imposing an excessive trait fee and adding unfair clauses in the sub-licensing agreement, leading to monopoly. Monsanto immediately went to the Delhi High Court, case number WPC 1776 of 2016 challenge the CCI price regulation, as well as Article 3J of the Patent Act, which excludes seeds, plants and animals from patenting. 14 years after the commercialisation of PT cotton, the Indian government accepted that the GMO variety has essentially failed in an affidavit filed on the 23rd of January 2016 in the Delhi High Court. It has stated, pink bollworm, a major pest to the cotton crop, has already developed resistance. In the last 2 to 3 years, farmers are a worried lot. Having sown BT cotton seeds purchased at high price, the crop is getting damaged due to pink bollworm incident. It is a natural phenomenon that over the years the efficiency of the technology goes down, hence the royalty of technology should also be reduced. Cotton seeds are now unaffordable to farmers due to high royalties charged by MMBL, Micho Monsanto Biotech Limited, which has a near monopoly on BT cotton seeds, and that this has led to a market failure. That the bollwood has developed a resistance to the BT toxin was known in 2002, and more scientific evidence establishing this fact has been collected since then. For cotton, the emergence of BT-resistant budworms and bollworms poses a real risk once this historically effective pest control agent loses its effectiveness. The BT toxin is released into every cell and part of the plant, making the pest resistant to PT and creating super pests which require more pesticide use. Cotton farmers in the country have been forced to buy and use more pesticides, as not only has BT cotton failed to control the bollworm, but it has also led to the emergence of new pests. The resultant debt has forced many to take their own lives. Farmers are dying due to pesticide poisoning as well, according to Kishore Tiwari, chair of the Vasantro Nayak Shetkari Swavalamban Mission, VNSSM, the Maharashtra Government Task Force on Agrarian Distress. 9 farmers died due to pesticide poisoning in Vidarbha in September 2007. 4 others lost their vision and 70 are under treatment at the Vasantro Government Medical College and Hospital in Yavatmal after spraying the toxic insecticides. The death toll increased to 35 in a few days, and the government charged the pesticide companies with culpable homicide. Tiwari has clearly stated that in the case of pesticide poisoning deaths, Monsanto is liable because it is the failure of its BT cotton that led to pesticide use and the related deaths. In October 2007, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis ordered a special investigation team sit probe, assuring that a case of culpable homicide will be registered against pesticide manufacturers for claiming that the pesticides would control pests. However, it is Monsanto which first claimed that the BT cotton will control pests and negate the use of pesticides, so the probe for culpable homicide should begin with Monsanto. Monsanto's illegal spread of Roundup Ready BT cotton. Even though Monsanto BT technology has failed miserably in India, the company has been pushing another toxic product, Roundup Ready RR BT cotton, without commercial approval. Roundup, a glyphosate-based herbicide, has been declared by the World Health Organization, WHO, as a probable carcinogen. RRBT cotton packaged as Bolgard 2 is illegal. In 2007, after reports of contamination, farmers in Vidarbha collected samples from different areas and sent them to the Nagpur-based Central Institute of Cotton Research, CICR, for testing. Balls collected from 7 fields tested positive for Roundup Ready Flex, confirming the presence of RR-Bt cotton, a major health hazard in countries where Roundup is promoted as a weed control technology and where Roundup Ready crops are widely used. In the US, thousands of cancer patients are using Monsanto. In Europe, there is a strong movement to get Roundup banned. Monsanto has been spreading RRB cotton in Vidarbha as well as Andhra Pradesh, another leading cotton producing state, without the requisite permission, although in October 2017 the government of Andhra Pradesh have ordered its officers to monitor the illegal spread of RRBT cotton. The directive was suddenly withdrawn. Monsanto has deferred its application for seeking approval from the GEAC for the variety, which was in the works since 2007. In its letter, the regulatory agency, the company, stating that BT cotton has transformed the lives of Indian farmers, attacked India's Essential Commodities Act, the Seed Price Control Order, as well as the exclusion from patenting the royalty collection built into Article 3J of the Patent Act, all of which are aimed at protecting farmers' rights to reliable and affordable seed. Illegal cultivation of RRBT cotton needs the same response that illegal farming of BT cotton received in 2001 in Gujarat, when Navabrat Seeds, an Ahmedabad-based company, was found to be promoting the illegal cultivation of BT cotton through the Navbrat 115 brand. It promoted an unprecedented response from the GEAC, which ordered the destruction of standing cotton crops at the time. The order was challenged by Navbrat in the Delhi High Court, and the regulatory authority, in its submission to the court, stated, "The destruction of the cotton produce as well as seeds harvest from the plant is necessary. The cotton which has been produced is genetically modified cotton, the effect of which, i.e. allergenicity and other factors on mammals, are not tested. The precautionary principle would require that no product that effect of which is unknown be put into the market stream. This cotton, which in appearance is no different from any other cotton, will intermingle with ordinary cotton, and it will become impossible to contain its adverse effect. The only remedy is to destroy the cotton as well as the seeds produced and harvest in this matter. Since the farmers are being put to a loss, the further process to determine the compensation payable to farmers who have unwittingly used this product has been determined and undertaken. I would respectfully submit that every day of delay in this matter poses a threat to the environment." Excerpts from the GEAC order. So, Roundup and the spread of cancer. There is global evidence that Roundup has led to the spread of disease, especially cancer. There are increasing demands for a ban on this carcinogen in Europe as well as in the US. In fact, 45% of the soil in Europe has been found to be contaminated with Roundup. In spite of the fact that research by UN agencies as well as independent scientists has established that certain chemicals are carcinogenic, the industry continues to promote the chemicals in farming. Monsanto launched a massive attack on the WHO for declaring Roundup as a probable carcinogen, as it has done on other scientists whose research had shown that Roundup and Roundup Ready GMOs are contributing to cancer. According to the medical journal The Lancet, exposure on glyphosides have been shown to cause tumours of the mammary glands in rats. The International Agency for Research on Cancer too has linked glyphosate exposure to cancer. Roundup is several times more toxic than glyphosate alone. In the US, thousands of patients of non-Hodgkin's and lymphoma, a type of blood cancer, have sued Monsanto for personal injury and wrongful death due to the exposure of the herbicide weed killer. More than 100 of those lawsuits have been consolidated in the multi-district litigation in the Federal Court of San Francisco, California, while similar lawsuits are pending in the state court in Missouri, Delaware, Arizona, and elsewhere. So I'm going to leave it there for now.